Pounders, week 13. We are almost there. We're almost at the fantasy football playoffs where all of the apples are in the basket. Hopefully all your teams are performing well. Hopefully you are trending upwards, unlike Jonathan Taylor, a little thumb injury. And we're going to use this news to our advantage today. I have a 6th round JT share in Battle Royale today, which is just stupid. It's just stupid. It's zero risk. There's zero risk of swapping out JT for Zach Moss. Yes, you're likely giving up a player in that Bijan, Derrick Henry range in the 5th round. Not a big deal, though, because the other side of it is you get 5th round Jonathan Taylor, and he's playing, right? So the risk is worth the reward, especially in a tournament that has 67,500 entrants. We could get news tomorrow, as soon as tomorrow, that he's practicing in limited fashion. And then it's too late. Then 5th round Jonathan Taylor is not a thing. So I'm going to try to get some more 5th round JT today. He's fallen to the 5th. He's fallen to the 6th. I don't feel the need that we have to go ahead and reach on him. His ADP is still like 11. But we'll see where he's going in these tournaments. We just 6 out of 6 this one. So no pounders are sneaking in here. Let's go. So we'll actually get a good representation of where he goes. He is dropping like a rock. In other news, like, man, this Denver-Houston game, Javonte Williams going undrafted sort of feels wrong. Sneakily ends up with 21 touches against Cleveland. Obviously, relatively one of the better defenses. But 21 touches. You give him 18 plus touches against Houston, and he can outscore this tier in front of him. And he's a nice bring back play, right? Playing Houston, we're going to have a lot of Houston pieces in this offense. Schultz is playing the worst or one of the worst defenses against the tight end in Denver. So we're going to have a good amount of Schultz today. But if you guys haven't already, go down, slap the like, sign into your YouTube account, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. I don't recognize any of these names, which could be a good thing. Hill's my clear 101 this week. I've done about 20 so far, and I've seen Hill go at the 102 once. Man, CMC against Philly. CMC can get it done against anyone, right? But I think against Philly, you're going to have a good amount of points scored in this game. It's one of the higher scoring games on the slate. We're looking at 46.5 points. For me, this is probably Keenan Allen ahead of Jalen Hurts just because of this slate. Let's do this. Let's go Jalen Hurts. I likely want to do this. Some combination of bro. No, he didn't, man. Kyron Williams. Pick. No. Someone screenshot this and just send it to me on Twitter. This is just the funniest thing I've seen in a while. I think we can make this work. I think we could still get Devonta Smith back in one of these 2 San Fran pieces with Keenan Allen. What the fuck is that? What? I get it. This is a good matchup. You don't need to pick him there, man. You don't need to do that. And then Kyron, honestly, against Cleveland, I'm ready. I'm ready to hurt. I'm not going to have much Kyron this week. I'm ready to hurt. I'm going to have Bijan in front of him. I'm going to have Derrick Henry in front of him. I'm going to have White in front of him. I don't love White just because he's not getting in the end zone. Sure, he's getting the touches. He's got a good matchup this week. Dude's got to get in the end zone. And we know Henry against Indy, this is just juicy. He looks like he's lost a step, but again, he has that role. Getting those 6-point tutties. Harris or Warren, one of them It feels like one of them's getting there this week. We just saw Kyron absolutely explode against Arizona. Ben says, "Who banks Battle Royale?" We had a couple pounders. Cash, shit. Shout out to Too Cool Rad. I think he came in. Did he come in first or he came in second in a tournament? And we had another pounder, Alex, come in the top 10. We've been eating this month. Shout out to Adam. He's been drafting a lot today. Yeah, Too Cool Red had second in a BR. So sick. All right. So just like we planned. Okay. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Does he just go back-to-back snipes? Like, this guy's already reaching. This guy's absolute wild card. Watch him go Eckler. Oh, no, he can't. He's got 2. Oh, God, dear God, no, please. You can reach for anyone on the board. Oh! 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 No way he just went 2 for 2. There's no way he just picked those out of thin air. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna go 2 Chargers pieces. Bro. The guy that reaches 40 picks on everyone just back-to-back sniped me, and it's 2 disregard. We're over it. Josh, welcome to the live stream, says, "What do you think of the JT news?" Just literally using it to our full advantage. He goes in the 3rd round here, but in a sharper room, he falls to 4+, and at that point, like, you can just safely pick him there. I don't know about safely, but for, like, my bankroll where my risk management is, I'm willing to risk that he he ends up playing, and now you're getting 4th, 5th, 6th round JT. So, I think, that's where I'm at with him, and in battle royales, you can just pick swap. So, like, if he doesn't play, you have Zach Moss, and didn't Zach Moss, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Zach Moss absolutely torch Tennessee? Am I making that up? Let's see if my memory's failed me. Moss. Burrow. 23 rushes, 165 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 catches for 30 yards. He absolutely torched Tennessee's run defense. I have a lot of useless knowledge in my head, but that piece, however, is not so useless. I don't know if I love this. It's not the worst thing. We would need you're looking at you need 2 touches from Eckler to be put into the flex/optimal range just because his usage isn't there. And then we also need probably you need 18 points plus from Keenan Allen, 18 to 20. Probably looking at 20. Dee-dum, 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 dee-dum. This guy's already so he needs a receiver, and we're going with the flex. It's Bijan or Henry for me. Let's just take the bet that Bijan's trending upward with his usage and everything. I'm going to be super heavy on Bijan this week. Not the easiest matchup against the Jets, but if we think about this game and the Jets don't have many drives that are like super like long sustained drives, like taking a ton of time off the clock. That's not the Jets. And I'm gonna be making a bet that Schultz has a bounce back week 2. Schultz could hurt me this week. I'm ready to hurt anyways. This team ended up, yeah, at least he got that double stack in there, but like it's just odd placement of the picks. Like you're better off going Debo and Kittle and then getting Kyron and Rashad White there if you're gonna do that, right? Just kind of funny. Let's jump into a second one that was fucking wild. 6 out of 6 again. Adam says Schultz is my highest drafted player. Dude, I could tell. Literally, you're taking him from like what, pick 19 around that range. You're gonna have like 85% Schultz. You, sir, are ready to hurt. That's awesome. That's awesome. Sometimes you got to flag plant. You have to flag plant. Tight end. I mean, this is a good spot against Denver. This is a good spot. Bounce back spot for him as well. Stroud's consistently throwing the ball 35 plus times, which is nice to see. 47 rushing yards last week. Let's see what this room does. Hockey Hooligan, shout out to Hockey. I believe he hit 5K on a BR. I don't believe it was NFL. But nice cash. Adam says, I picked him in round 4 because I wanted Javonte. Oh, yeah. Hey, if you have multiple reach picks, you can just form whatever kind of team you want. Pickens is in play again this week. Dude. Curtis Samuel, sneaky bring back against Miami. How did Dortch do last week? He failed, right? If he caught some of these, right? To go with this, could have had a pretty good game. This auto. That feels like an auto. I have a ton of AJ Brown. Let's go. Let's just keep clicking Keenan Allen here. Let's go with another Keenan Allen squad. Waddle against Washington. I will say it doesn't feel awesome to not have a Miami piece in this game. It says don't tell them about Curtis. Sneaky sneak. Stevenson getting 26 touches last week. Might be our sneaky bring back for this team. If that's the case, I guess let's bring in Waddle here. Tight ends. I need to mix in some more Sam Laporta. I've been sort of skipping Laporta as of late. Let me get into my exposures real quick. It's good to like, if you're doing like 10 a day or whatever amount, every so often you should just go in, check your exposures, make sure you have the right amount of that player that you're either high on or low on. BBMs are looking okay. Fucking Kyron Williams, though. That guy's got to chill. Kyron, Thielen, DeAndre Swift. That one hurt. My. Besides players in my portfolio that got hurt, players that I didn't draft enough of, Mostert, Thielen, Kyron. Hurting the advance rates, but I'm sitting right around even and I'm trending upward. Daniel Jones being my most owned QB, Justin Fields my second most. It's fine. We have 3 in the top 10K, which is over expected. I have a team in the top 25 for the puppy 2. That team might have just lost Jonathan Taylor. We'll see. This is like a scary report, which is, in my opinion, good. Because if it's a little overblown, we're just going to draft a shit ton of like I'll probably go JT here at the 4-2. So let's go Laporta here. Even though I love Debo in this spot. I like Debo in this spot too. I got to go Debo. Is anyone gonna take Justin Herbert? Would this team or this team take Justin Herbert? I don't love the Mostert Tua just because he's not really catching passes. So it's sort of a bet against one another. But obviously you can onslaught. I just don't know how Tua gets there without Waddle or Hill. Wow. So we actually get both. Small risk. Small risk that we get Justin Herbert back. But if we don't, we also have Goff and Purdy in play. So we have so many like this pick opens up even more QB options for us. So like we're guaranteed to get a correlated QB. And this is probably gonna be a Stevenson pick here if we get this game stack. If not, let's see. I doubt he comes back to us, but I do have one share in the 6th round, so we'll see. He can't go an RB. He can. Yeah, 3 teams that can still go and aren't a running back, right? Oh no, 2. Just these 2. Oh, yeah. Okay. Herbert with Eckler. It makes sense. It makes sense. That's literally just for like red zone. If you're gonna do that, I wonder if he goes Everett too. Although the Pats, I feel like, are pretty good against tight ends. I'll take free JT, dude. And I don't have to select him here, but it doesn't matter because we need a running back and a QB. And this guy can't go RB or QB. So it doesn't matter which order we pick. This team's gross. this team's absolutely disgusting. This total's really strong. This total is also very strong. Let's go let's they're both away. Let's go Purdy with Debo. I like the Debo click too because it is a small bet against CMC. And last week, obviously, we see both of them score rushing touchdowns, and they both got majority of the points. Ayuk scored a touchdown late, but it was looking like the Debo and CMC show last week. Kittle was the non-factor. So Purdy, JT, Keenan Allen, Waddle, Debo Samuel, Sam Laporta. We could pick swap for Zach Moss or any available running back. Like it doesn't have to be Zach Moss. It could be White for this draft, or it could be Derrick Henry. And like Derrick Henry has a cake matchup. Obviously, probably touchdown dependent at this point. Doesn't seem like he has that same juice in his legs. Like Sam Howell down here's in play. This is probably where I stop it. Just from like an upside standpoint. Eight QBs that I think are definitely live. Like Sam Howell is probably the least sneaky, but sneaky one, like back-to-back rushing touchdowns. If he can put together a full game, and like this is against Dallas. Definitely live. And like we saw, like Curtis Samuel putting up a sneaky good game. 12 targets. Let's peek that real quick. Curtis Samuel playing 55%. Dotson playing 85%. He's just not pulling the targets. So sad. Hey, Noah, welcome to the live stream, bro. Dude's running hot. Dude's running hot. Back-to-back dubs. Let's see what Coop does here. Russ is sneaky. Russ is Russ is always sneaky, I guess. I don't love the Houston matchup for him, but let's go Amon right here. I really have no strong conviction from the 3 spot. Yesterday, it was a lot of Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown for me and trying to get this pairing, like trying to get them both to fall. And I got 2 combinations out of like 15 drafts of Jalen Hurts and Brown. It's tough to get Brown to fall just because like wide receiver falls off. Like Debo? I feel like Debo should just be so much higher. We'll take Amon-Ra Keenan Allen start, but he's not going to give it to us. We could go Stroud. We could bring like Schultz late and get Tank here. You can go Nico. Dude, IU touchdowns in 3 straight games. Let's go Stroud here. Stroud's been balling. Denver's defense been playing a little better. But shit, like Tank Dell had a 62-yard touchdown call back because he was still in motion on the snap. He could have had another massive day. All right, so we don't get Tank Dell coming back to us. All right, let's avoid Philly in this. Yeah, I like the Pittman. I was thinking Pittman or Debo. I just feel like this is going to be a different combo. And where we need Schultz probably with this lineup or Nico, we'll go Debo here. You're probably putting Smith and Debo in the same tier, in my opinion. Also, it's a bet against CMC, a small one. And with Purdy, like, he spreads the ball, right? Where, like, Devonta Smith feels a little more like a bet on Jalen Hurts just because it's a more condensed offense. So if he has this game like he did last week, which is what you need 18 points plus, really, from your flex. Just feels like more of a bet on Jalen Hurts. So I think I like the Debo route there better. Am says bring in Schultz late. Been thinking that a lot this week. Sent the link in the Discord. Shows fantasy matchups. That's been helpful. Sweet. Yeah. 2 RB. I'm feeling the same thing. Almost got Kittle to come back to us. That would have been a weird one. I probably would have had to pass. Interesting. Let's go Schultz here. Fuck. Let's go Alvin Kamara. We can push Schultz to. There's enough tight ends in between, especially with Laporta there. We'll get this little mini stack, Amon-Ra and Kamara. Paul Lee, welcome to the live stream. James Cook was killing the Eagles, catching out of the backfield. Yeah, and he dropped a touchdown. The man dropped a walk-in touchdown. So yeah, this was the correct play. Two tight ends in between Schultz. This ended up being the correct play. Our last pick can be Javonte Williams. He's been sort of my go-to. We could also go Cortland Sutton to mix it up, but it does feel like a 2 RB week. Like, you're gonna have some sicko with, like, Jalen Warren and Stevenson as their 2 RBs. They're both reach picks, and they could both smash. They could both smash. It feels like they're gonna ease Achane back in, right? Like, yes, he can get there on a limited amount of carries, but he's not gonna come back after, getting hurt against Vegas and then get, like, 15 touches. Like, I don't see that happening. So I'm gonna make a small bet that he doesn't get there in his 8 to 11 touches. He'll probably get this his first week back. If JT comes back to us, I think that's the easiest selection in the world because you could just pick swap to anyone you want. All right, we just have to get by Hockey Hooligan, and he's passed on JT before, so I'm assuming he's passing on him again, which would be so nice. And again, like once we get the news that JT's either playing or not playing, if he's not playing, I'll stop drafting JT, right? In the 5th or 6th round, and I'll just pick swap all those shares for Zach Moss. But if he is playing, then I have a nice portfolio of JT in the 5th and 6th round where that's no longer available. After you get that news that he's either practicing in limited fashion, he's trending towards playing, or not. Hockey Hooligan sees the light and he brings him in. Um, let's do a bring back on the Denver side of the ball. This seems the most fun. We'll just bet on this game. 47-point total. Like, this is sneaky. And Houston's only 3.5-point favorites. Like, Denver's scoring points in this matchup. Denver is scoring points. Washington, Miami, 50-point total, but again, most of it's going to be from Miami side. Dude, that 47 is the second highest on the week. This game's the second highest on the week. Sneakity, sneakity. All right, let me see. Let's see these exposures real quick. Oh shit, that's high T. Oh man. All right. We have 47.8% Bijan. I have to probably stop clicking him. 30% reach down Javante. Talk about some conviction there. Derrick Henry, again, 3 late RBs. Debo, Tank, a lot of Jalen Hurts, a lot of Stroud, a lot of Purdy. Want more Tua, but again, I feel like this has to be with Hill or Waddle. And I have to mix in, like, Sam Howell has to be in here before I'm fully happy with this. JT, I've been clicking a lot lately. I'm a spoon. I need more Tyreek. Need more one spots. It does feel like a one spot type week. JT is going in like the 5th round in sharp rooms. Like, you can push him to the 5th round. If JT doesn't play, you can free pick swap him for Zach Moss, who had like a 200-yard day against Tennessee the first time they met. Waiting on 5. Ben says, gotta build the JMO Shaheed team for the 4 catches, 260-yard, 4 touchdown. Yeah, that is JMO. 1 catch. It's just, I don't know, man. He's like the lesser Christian Watson at this point. I think we just gotta let JMO go. Shaheed, however, Shaheed, my boy, doubtful to play. Come on, man. Is it the groin? Was it his groin? quad. I think the groin injury was the preseason injury. It's all right. He'll be back for the best ball playoffs. He's been a great pick at his ADP. He's definitely paid off. But Thielen around that same spot paid off probably tenfold, which is so painful. I never would have thought like, oh yeah, Adam Thielen's probably going to hurt your advance rates by like 20% this year. Rashawn Johnson on the way up. That was good news from yesterday. Paulie says, theoretically, is it worth taking Moss last pick? If he doesn't play, yeah, you've thrown away some teams, but if he does, you have leverage on all the JT pick swaps. It's the same exact thing, though. Like if you're pushing JT to the 5th or 6th round and you're pick swapping him for free, you're getting Zach Moss without the risk. Like right now is when you don't draft Zach Moss. Because if you get the news that JT isn't playing today or tomorrow, Zach Moss is still a last round pick. He's still a last round pick. So there's no risk to drafting JT late. And then on top of that, if JT does play, you're getting JT late. So all right. Let's go AJ Brown, Keenan Allen. Twist my arm. Twist my arm. Ben says Colts historically go off the week after Reich gets fired. Draft them all. Yeah, there's multiple layers. So like JT here at 9, he just doesn't, just not aware, which is fine. Like you're gonna get these rooms where he's still gonna go in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and that's okay. Prime time. Welcome to the live stream, my man. Did you I feel like you had a hit this weekend too? Everyone's been hit in the last 2 weeks. Freaking shout out to Eric. He grabbed the 2 spot last week in the weekly winners for 10K. 10 lodge. Oh shit. Sam Laporta first, tight end off the board to Adam. Go get your guys. Go get your guys. Chargers onslaught with Herbert. I probably want one of these too. Dude. I don't even mind the Mostert click this week. Even if Achane comes back, like you're looking at what, 13 touches plus for Mostert against Washington. Yeah, we can onslaught Chargers here. We just have to hope we don't get sniped by probably Luke. And let's bring in Debo for this little mini stack with AJ Brown. Now we're hoping Herbert comes back to us. If not, we still have the Purdy option. So could be worse. Could be worse. As long as both of them don't get sniped. You would think he's going Goff with the Monra, but you just don't know. Oh, thank God. Okay. Woo! Little breath of fresh air there. We don't get sniped. Those badges, folks, you just can't trust them. You can't trust them. We got to make a Howell team. We have to make a Howell, Curtis Samuel, Tyreek Hill, or Waddle type team. Even Logan Thomas. Like, Logan Thomas is a good bring back in this game as well at tight end. Like, little target dip against Dallas. Tough matchup, but you could put him in this tier still. You could still put him in this tier. Njoku could have had a massive game. Like, if Njoku catches that touchdown, he probably goes ahead of Trey McBride this week. He dropped a touchdown, then the backup tight end scores on the next play, and then he dropped another ball that could have gone for like 15, 16 yards. So Toot. Oh shit. I knew I saw the name up there in the rafters. Gotta get my Schultz Expo with no Kittle with CMC. I feel like the only guy I'll draft in the 49ers Eagle game is CMC. Interesting. There's so many points in that game, though. Oh, that's right. That's right. You had Njoku. Mother F. All right. We don't need to go QB here. We can go. Let's go Njoku here. I have a ton of Schultz. So we'll just sort of come off that pick just a little bit here. Gerald Everett probably be too much. With Keenan Allen, Eckler, we're already like looking for touchdowns for Eckler. You probably need one touchdown out of Keenan Allen to get up there to the optimal with like his crazy amount of targets, catches, yards. Like, you still need a touchdown to go with this stat line. That's half point PPR. In this type of format, you need a touchdown. Little leverage off of CMC with Debo stealing a rushing touchdown. AJ Brown, we'd have to have like a 20-point game without Jalen Hurts being optimal or just Justin Herbert outperforming him. And we have a double stack with Herbert, obviously looking for a reception touchdown from Eckler. ER7, Fantasy Football Garage. Welcome to the live stream, fellas. It's been a minute. Let's keep ripping these. Let's keep ripping them. We're going to do it live. We're going to do it live. Hal's in play. Kyler's in play. Doesn't really need to be stacked, but if I'm going to stack him, it's probably going to be Trey McBride. Let's peek the Arizona snaps here real quick. Rondo Moore running 75%. Dortch right up there, 76%. What's the news on Michael Wilson, though? Nothing yet. Coop and Too Cool Rat in between us. Oh, my God. Sickos. Sickos. They're going to force us to draft a different team, which is good. Okay. All right. We have an idea. We have an idea of what we want to do. Honestly, I might just be donating on this one, but that's okay. That's okay. You're going to donate. You're going to donate sometimes. And then sometimes you're going to solo ship for 25K. So this one's 30K too. This one will top my biggest cash. 20K per second. Oh, man. I love this. This is so good. We can get a Monra. Oh, my God. All right. Let's go Amon Ra here. If it was Jalen Hurts, that's the 4 spot. I don't have any like super strong conviction. I was gonna go Waddle and try to make this a Sam Howell team. Completely out. It's completely out. That's how quick like you just change your mind. Okay. Oh my God. Coop. Let's just bring in the stack now. This is just probably going to be a scroll down team. Might have 3 players in the same range, which you can't otherwise get unless you're reaching. JT out officially already. Damn. Adam with the news. Should probably have my phone up on its little stand. No way, bro. That's going to suck for my puppy 2 team. Luckily, I'm absolutely stacked at running back, but still, like, to not have JT play kind of blows, and we're in 24th right now out of like 220,000. It sucks. Drafts live, Bestball, NFL. Okay, we're up in 1 pick. Yeah, primetime. I 100% agree with that. That combo feels really, really good. If I go, it is probably tank here for me, where Debo's gone. Some of my later wide receiver targets are gone. It's probably tank here. If we can get Stroud would be cool. If not, we could turn this into a Goff team. Let's see who comes back to us. Yeah, as a regular season price for the puppy 2. I'll pull it up in a sec. Fucking 16. Why couldn't this be a BBM 14? We'll go over it after this draft. All right, we can get Stroud here. It was between Stroud or Laporta for me. If Stroud went, would have loved to get Laporta for a little double stack for Goffy with the bring back with Kamara. But this works too. Few picks after ADP on both players. This is actually more than a few picks. But where we reach here, fuck. Does it make sense? So it's like we got Stroud at 9, right? And then it's like we got Kamara at 21 with Tank Dell at 16. So we still get a little plus ADP, but it's not as big as if we went like Eckler. But who cares? If it's right, it's right. And we get that game correlation. I'm not going to be super high on Kamara this week against Detroit's D-line, but who else are you going to bring in? Olave? Is Olave going to play this week? I think that's going to be the biggest thing. If he doesn't play, is Juwan Johnson in play? Pull 7 targets last game. No Michael Thomas. Is Shaheed playing? Like, is anyone playing for New Orleans this week? Like, that's where like Kamara could just get probably like 10 targets. So many moving parts. So many moving parts. I said I was gonna come off the Bijan click, but I'd be coming off the Bijan click for Javonte Williams. Oh man. Let's go with the game stack. The teams behind me already have a tight end. Let's go with the game stack with another little mini stack that feels good, and then whatever tight end we want. Yeah, TC, bro. Jalen Warren could definitely hit this week against against Arizona with like 12 to 14 touches. It depends. Do you believe that him fumbling the ball is the reason why he got less carries, right? Are they gonna go back and just lean on him? It's gonna come down to who scores the touchdowns, but it does feel like they're gonna play that game on the ground after Kyron just chopped him up. Pat Fryer, Njoku. Who do you guys like? Pat Fryer, Njoku. I don't have any super strong conviction here. Both of them pulling a good amount of targets. I tend to lean Njoku though. I do tend to lean Njoku. I think if he scores that touchdown, we're drafting him, a full round before where he goes right now. He's getting the targets. Yeah, people like Pat, people like Joke. The ball was in his hands. Come down with the ball. Is Flacco playing? Good point. Downtown Flacco. Here is the Puppy 2 team. CMC, JT, ETN, Robinson, Mostert. Like, we're good. Like, we're good at running back. But to not have JT be able to get there in the flex does suck. T-Law, Prescott, Purdy. I mean, like, we're all but nutted at QB and running back. Wide receiver, I just went 6 with this build. Super strange. Kind of leaned into Sky Moore on this one, which if you've seen my portfolio in BBM4, I had 2% Sky Moore. So I think also making teams where, okay, if he is the guy, he can carry a squad. I think that makes sense too for when you are drafting a player like that. If he is going way too cheap and it turns out he went, ooh, he probably shouldn't have been drafted. But this team has Sky Moore for whatever reason. Thielen, again, like players that I'm low on, sort of leaning into them if they are correct. Just an interesting way to draft. And then 3 tight ends. So we'll see. 2 weeks left. Can we sun run without JT now? Fuck. Either way, this team's going to be sick in the playoffs. Like, this team's going to be sick in the playoffs. Multiple double stacks on this team. It's a fun one. It's a fun one. Damn, Charles, 8th place in the Puppy 2. Let's peek this. Let's peek this. Buddy, I put up 160 points this week and I dropped. So sad. What's your underdog name? T-Bear. I didn't know your underdog name was T-Bear. Should be moving up with the Monday Night Football updates. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, you are, within basically 10 points of 4th place, which is a whopping 7 Gs. I'll take top 50 at this point without JT. Without JT, I'll take top 50 now. Like before I wanted to get in the top 10. Top 15 would have been nice, but fuck. 2 weeks, sun run. Shout out to Steph. Steph's somewhere in here too, I believe. 74th. And she lost Andrews too, so this is super impressive. Hopefully she can keep this going a couple more weeks. Even like top 50, top 100, like just pay for those entries for that tournament. Nick, welcome to the live stream. Says JT out. This is why you pay killer whales and not running backs. Oh man, Zach Moss coming in for another 200-yard day. We'll see. All right, we get I haven't seen the JT news yet. Okay, there it is. 7 minutes ago in Underdog. Just way too many noties on my phone. Could return in 2 to 3 weeks, bro. 2 to 3 weeks. Oh man. See, like I ended with 7% in BBM4. It's not like the worst thing for those exposures, but You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Hopeful to return in 2 to 3 weeks. Dude, what sucks is, like, now Zach Moss is a thing. So that does even though I have 7% in BBM4, it's probably worse because I probably have 0% Zach Moss. Now I have to check those exposures. That's the funniest thing is, like, when injury comes in, you're like, "Alright, this comes in levels, like, absolute levels to it." It's not just, like, one thing that it hurts or affects. This man gets hit at the 2. It feels so good. Um, BBM4 database. User exposure. Fantasy 222. Hey, one Zach Moss team. That team's probably in last place. Can we get Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown? No chance. There's no way. There's no way. That's fine. We'll go Waddle. We'll go Waddle. We'll try to get Devonta Smith. If we don't get either of them, I'm not opposed to bringing in Goddard too. If he doesn't play, again, he's completely free, and you would just pick swap him for one of these guys. So I think that is also another sharp play when you do get sniped on Brown with Jalen. Adam Liss, I'm betting my house on Zach Moss to score 2+ touchdowns this week. Holy shit. Dude's got stones. Dude's got stones. 2? God damn. Do we give Pittman a boost? Do we give Josh Downs a boost? I guess that's the only positive thing is, like, I have Josh Downs on that team, on that Puppy 2 team where we lose JT. Just thinking. Multiple levels. Multiple levels. Not house. And I wasn't taking you literally, my friend. I wasn't taking it literally. Although, I'll be the bookie for that one. So I'm gonna end up with whatever, like 5 shares of JT in the 5th and 6th round. Probably only 1 or 2 were in the 6th round. And then some 5th round Moss. Or you come off the chalk and you just set it to like Ramondre, like an absolute big brain. Like an absolute big brain. Let's go Ayuk with this one. Just because he fell so far, I'm mainly stacking it with Debo or Kittle. We should be able to get one of these 2 top tight ends as well. When we know who we want, I like to pick them quick. Make these people make a decision on the fly here. All right. Scroll down RB of the week. Is this the Warren squad? White feels really good for like a high floor. If there's gonna be a ceiling game, it would be this week. I don't know how confident I am in him hitting a ceiling game that is like a full complete game. Like last week against Indy, that's not a good run defense. Like he's basically a touchdown away from being. We're just gonna get Kamara here. Are we gonna get Kamara at 29? No, there's no way. I'd probably just put Derrick Henry above Rashad White just from a touchdown perspective. There's no way, right? Oh my god, we get a mini stack with Sam Laporta at the same time. Do me sideways. That's crazy. That's crazy. I am a massive spoon. That's did I say that's crazy yet? That's wild. All right, so this is gonna be a naked Jalen Hurts tush push type game. Do we pair this with Jalen Warren like an absolute savage and just try to sabotage my draft? Oh. Yep. Yep. Yeah, let's do it. We need to make up the points that go to AJ Brown somehow. I'm just kidding. That's not the reason why we go Jalen there. That's high T. Crazy. That's like, okay, he's gonna get there in I think both RBs can get there, to be honest. But Jalen Warren's the more exposed play. So probably never going Najee. Hashtag never Najee. Waiting on 5. Come on. Come on in. Come on in, fellas. Check this. If we can get the 1 spot, that'd be really nice. If we could get the 1 spot, that'd be really, really nice. Sam Hopen tweeted that really good data on high value RB touches, weeks 9 through 12. Some interesting names among the obvious guys like Kamara. Yeah, the usage for Kamara, I was expecting to go down with Jamal Williams coming back. We'll see with Kendre also being upgraded to questionable this week. Could steal a few touches here and there. But this has been really good for Kamara. Really good. The matchup isn't great. Like, I'm not expecting him to put up 80 plus yards on the ground against Detroit. Okay, let's check that. Let's go to the pick'em and just check Kamara real quick. If they have it up. Yeah, they don't even have it up. What would you guys think the over under would be set for that? Nick asked, does Underdog have new sound alert? I don't know. My volume's off on my phone. And I just have sounds off on for Underdog, I guess. Is it better or worse? AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts. It always hashtag no pun intended. It always hurts when you go AJ Brown here and you're like, all right, maybe Jalen makes it back. He's the next click. It's like, okay. Nick says it's kind of fire. Yeah, I don't I think they're off my sounds for here. Probably because it's too distracting. See what Adam wants to do here. Picking right before us. We're absolutely sandwiched in between pounders right now. 1 through 4. Goes Debo here. think I'm gonna stick to my guns and just sort of lean into this game stack with Kamara. He could easily get there through the air with no Michael Thomas, with Shaheed doubtful, and Olave unknown with the concussion. But again, he needs to get in the end zone. Like if he gets in the end zone on any of these last two games, he's right up there in the mix. Charles, welcome to the live stream. Says I'm in the 5 spot too. Come on. We got 5 out of 6 spots. Cheese. Cheesy. Hmm. This isn't a bad spot to bring in Stroud. Otherwise, I'm just gonna end up with like Jared Goff, right? Like if I can go Laporta there and then try to bring in Goff. And that's a fine play too. That makes complete sense. I wish these 101s were rolling in, but yeah, this feels really good from Nick. Might be a little chalky, but doesn't matter. $15 catches for Kamara, like it's definitely possible. Let's go Nico with this one instead of Schultz. Let's go Nico this one. I can't believe Zach Moss is gonna be a thing to end the season. That's so that's maddening. Dude, JT finished the game too with that injury. What a boss. Oh, high T. Brings in Singletary. I don't know. Kind of a split backfield. I don't know how I feel about that. I get it. It's Denver. They could definitely play it on the ground. I love it. I love it. That's hot, spicy. Goes Howell. I love that too. We could definitely just double stack this game too. Let's just freaking double stack it. Let's go Nico and Schultz. Nick says Pierce blows wheels up. I think the problem just lies with them, even if it's a 35%, 65% split, it's just limiting on even Singletary's ceiling. Passing works fine, but who's getting the goal line touches? Sutton's in play here. Who do we have for scrolls? Deontay Johnson, another bring back game? Like, when's it gonna happen? That's the funniest. Oh, fuck. It's too real. RBs. Shit. So if we didn't have Kamara, like Olave here is completely free. You could just pick swap him. I still like Javante. I think I'm just gonna die on the Javante Hill this week. We're going for the game stack. We're going for the game stack. I'm not gonna have a ton of Gibbs. What's you guys feeling on Gibbs this week? With Demont back, taking goal line carries, I don't know. For me, it's gonna be a no for me, dog. Let's see what Nick does with this last pick. Goes Marquise Brown. Oh my god. Nick is in the solo ship department. He's working in the solo shipping department right now. Yeah, Monty versus Gibb. Yeah, that's the way I see it too. Oh my god, so close. So close. Dude, this thing is this gonna fill early? 5,000. What's it, Tuesday? It's doing pretty good. Like, judging by how fast the rooms fill, and obviously 3 of them are us, but the other 3, they're filling pretty quick. Adam says, I'm making a 4-leg parlay this week. Zach Moss, 2 titties. Kamara, 2 titties. Tyreek, 2 titties. And Rashad White, 2 titties. They each got 2 titties. My God. It's a lot of titties. How much does that pay out? $1 trillion? That's $1 to win it all. You are now a part owner of the website. Like that's insane. Odds are not out yet. The computer cannot compute. That's sick. All right. This is our first 2-spot draft. Feels odd. CMC is my clear 2. Hill's my clear 1. The drafts with Hill feel so much better, especially when you can get Tua to come back to you, just because it's just like it's the ceiling play. It's the ceiling play. I do, however, want to play the other side of it though. Like I want to get a Tyreek team with Sam Howell. What's the Gibson news? Gibson's alive. Yeah, this split's kind of worrisome here. Again, also like when they're playing from behind, like Brian Robinson loses that role. Like he just loses the third down snaps. CMC too high. I get it, but he's still the red zone guy in a high scoring game total. It could just come down to like Debo falling at the 1 a couple times or Ayuk falling at the 1, like when Foreman had his 3 touchdown game. People are dropping at the 1 like flies. Let's try to do something like this. We'll start with Tank. They win through the air, yes. But CMC is also involved in the passing game. It's really tough to fade CMC at the 2 spot there. Who are you replacing him with? You know what I mean? Like, who are you realistically replacing CMC with that's gonna have a higher ceiling? Amon-Ra does not have a higher ceiling. AJ Brown? But if AJ Brown goes off and you don't have Jalen Hurts, sort of negatively correlated. Because at this point, how many rushing touchdowns does Jalen Hurts have? He has fucking 11 rushing touchdowns. Yes. 11 rushing touchdowns. Freaking insane. Yeah, and I've said we saw what Cook did against Philly. If those lineups don't cash, like if he's not the optimal play in the first round, and one of the people going after him is, I wouldn't be like overly surprised. But if he's not close to them, that's when I'd be pretty surprised. Like you can book a CMC touchdown just as easily as you can book like a Jalen Hurts tush push touchdown. Probably lean Bijan here. I'm not going to have a lot of Kyron this week. Probably count on one hand how many teams I'll have Kyron on. Yeah. CMC is just too involved in this offense to fade him at the 2 spot. Like, so you want to put AJ Brown there? That's fine, but just know like you're never getting Jalen Hurts to come back to at 11. There are games like you'll see AJ Brown go off and Jalen Hurts either won't be optimal or he won't separate enough. We need a receiver with this squad. Let's do this. Let's do our bring back as Goddard. And if he doesn't play, like we'll just pick swap him. Unless this guy just randomly goes DG. I guess it wouldn't be that random with, with Jalen Hurts, but I feel like he doesn't go drafted. Scoot, welcome to the live stream, dude. Ah, shit. I guess I should have gone DG first instead of Sutton. Surprised. It's like, it's super sharp. I guess it's not a bad thing that we're getting Trey McBride to fall so far. But where we get Sutton, we could have picked Trey McBride, so it's not like we're getting different based on ADP. Which makes me just want to reach, to be honest, when that happens. Let's get a little mini stack with Conklin and Bijan. Trey McBride and Njoku, definitely a tier ahead of Conklin, but a touchdown can make the difference there, so not too worried about it. All right, let's grab one more. Waiting on 3. Waiting on 3. Logan 008. Welcome to the live stream, my man. Scoot, been a minute. Just be kind of vibing until week 14. I hear you, dude. It's game so fast, too. It's insane. TC would take Eckler instead of CMC. God damn. Dude. Eckler's either playing hurt. Like, he's got to be playing hurt. Like, you can tell. I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, CMC is more involved in the passing game at a regular rate. It's all right. We can agree to disagree. What percent of my BBM4 teams are advancing right now? I'm like legit sitting at the even advance rate. But Kyron definitely dipped me this week. Kyron definitely dipped me. I was over 20%, and then Kyron happened. Now I'm at like 16, 17%. With 3 in the top 10K. 3 out of 20, so it's that, like, 1 out of 7. So you're basically at advance rate. Be nice to sneak one more in there. It won't really matter. Um, it won't really matter too much. Advance rates are just a good way to calculate, like, how are you drafting basically against the field. So you obviously wanna be above average. I think my drafts were a little tougher doing them on stream and then giving out a free draft guide. But, injuries really injuries and, like, 3 players hurt me the most. And it's, like, players that you never would think would hurt you. We're just gonna be an ADP whore here. Like, Adam Thielen, I never in a million years would have been like, "Yeah, Adam Thielen's going to hurt my advance rates by not picking him at pick 150." So, that's definitely one player that had a huge impact. Luckily, he's been cooling off, but, Thielen, DeAndre Swift, where we were drafting, I think we ended up with, like, 8 or 9% penny. Okay, we ended up with 6% penny, but we didn't draft, like, any Swift. So Swift hurt. Luckily, we were right on Bryce Young, pretty good on Kelsey. I kinda smashed the whole KC side of ADPs and just, like, drafting. Really hit the nail on the head with KC and exposures. Posted this yesterday on the Twitter machine. Oh, this is, James. Here's my BBM for KC exposures, and just what I was saying all summer, like, we know what MVS is, we know what Sky Moore is, like, I'd rather take the shot on the flashy rookie, and after he scored that touchdown game 1, it's like, "Oh, yeah, he's probably gonna be an important piece going down the stretch," and now you're seeing he's running the most routes. Um, Hardman, he's back on IR, but this was like a Rodgers Hard Knocks pick. Stupid. Although the thought process isn't terrible. Prime time, 30% Rashi Rice. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, Pacheco. Pacheco felt good. Remember, like, Deneric Price? People were like, "Oh, it's the 2023 Pacheco." I don't think any Pounders got in here with us. I think we snuck in. Zach Moss going in the 3rd. It's just ridiculous. It was always CEH. Yeah, I didn't buy the CEH buzz from Hayden or hashtag Vinny in the pound, but, it's not like it was terrible thinking. I just always felt that he was gonna need 2 running backs to get hurt to be relevant, and Jerick McKinnon was just this was a bet on, like, pick ADP of, like, 160 to 180. I was drafting a ton, and as you can see here, April 30th, if Jerick McKinnon resigns with KC, he'll be one of the major RB risers in BBM4. He ends up being the number 1 riser in BBM4 at running back. Dude, this team's just going and getting in his boys, huh? Game stack. Going with the Miami onslaught. I don't mind the Swift pick. Just sort of like a bet against Jalen Hurts getting it in the end zone, but hasn't been a very profitable bet so far this year. If he comes back to us, I guess we can double stack it. Let's see, we got one more person in front of us that can go tight end, unless he wants to go flex tight end, which would be just crazy. I like this. All right. Do we want to double stack it again? Yep. Yes, we do. And shit, let's game stack it. Like why the hell not? It's a different combo still. Denver ranks dead last or like second to last against tight ends. So where we already have Stroud, we already have Tank Dell. Shouldn't be afraid to bring in Schultz there. I'm not going to max Battle Royale this week. I usually do around like 30 to 40 a week Battle Royale contests, and I do like whatever, like 35 of the others. I am going to focus Battle Royale this week, however. I'll probably get to 50 to 75. With no dog bowl to focus on, it's going to be a little easier to get volume in Battle Royales now. And last week, man, had some really, really good sweats last week. But then Kyron happened. then Kyron happened. This team missed with Jerome Ford. This one had Mahomes and Kelsey. Like that one, pretty damn nutted at RB and receiver. Mike Evans put up, I think, 22 to be optimal. But then Kelsey, Mahomes, obviously not getting it done there. But we created some good teams that I was really happy with. Like these three teams. We had this one. Man, where is it? It's not this contest. We were all over the slate. I just didn't get the volume in. 63rd in this one. We had 4 active players in overtime. Josh Allen, AJ Brown, Gabe Davis, and Kincaid. 4 active players in overtime. And we get 1 catch from Gabe Davis for like 8 yards. I'm like, oh, this can easily spike up. This could easily spike up. Gabe Davis dropped touchdown or like looked over the wrong shoulder. Can you call it a drop? Like he wasn't even close to like seeing it. But that probably lost us about $1,200 last week. That is like a 14-point play. And we had that combo on a couple teams. But a fun week. We made 10 of our 11 dog bulls back. Didn't have Kyron on the right teams. So shout out to these 3. Crutches secures his second ticket. It'll be fun to meet these guys in Miami. This lineup was like, in my opinion, like incredibly thin to get all the touchdowns on the Rams with Kyron and Higbee. It's just like absolutely threaded the needle. Shout out to Dave too. Dave literally a half 5 yards away from securing his second ticket. Just 1 catch. James Conner. Man. And then Jewish McCaffrey. He was so close so many different weeks. And Chris Olave gets the concussion. Fuck. That's terrible luck. Prime time. Says scroll to 37th. Is this the Njoku squad? 38th. Nope, this is Ingram. With Cooper cut. Oh, Amari Cooper. 2.6. It's funny though, like there's so many times where it's like, oh yeah, like I'm 1 piece off. Like the week before, I was also just one piece off, and that's what it comes down to. It's like if I just made this click instead of that click, um, that's the game we play. Like if I stacked Trevor Lawrence instead of Jared Goff this week, we would have been we've been right up there. I didn't do the math because I don't want to know, but a T log getting 32, 16 more points. So nuts. It's fun though. Sometimes it goes your way, and sometimes it goes the absolute opposite direction. And you just have to sort of take those blows and keep drafting the same way and taking the same process that you know works, and sort of just building on it and believing and trusting that process. But guys, want to thank everyone for coming out today, drafting with us. We're coming on a close to the year, which is just so nuts. Week 13. So cool. If you guys enjoyed today's stream, on the way out, smack the like, leave a comment if you have an extra minute, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Pounders.